stand before you unto this day.
So basically what that's going into is telling you that as long as you're doing what the Bible tells you to do, as long as you're doing the 613 commandments, you fear God to your best of your ability. Well, right now we're in captivity, so that's not possible, but to the best of our ability, the Most High is with you, right? Back then, unless Israel was sinning, no other nation could compete with them.
That's right, man.
Alright, Wisdom of Solomon 12:1. For thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. Therefore chastenest thou them by little and little that offend, and warnest thou by putting them in remembrance wherein they have offended, that leaving their wickedness they may believe on thee, O Lord. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murders of children and devourers and those merciless murders of children and devourers of man's flesh, and the feasts of blood, with their priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands souls destitute of help.
Because, okay, for instance, you know that place down inside of America? It's that grove, I forget what it's called again. Where the owl is? Bohemian Grove. Well, there, they put their little kids in little swaddling, they tie them up in their little cotton things, and they throw them into the fire, and they play those drums to to drown out the sound of the babies crying. Okay? Go ahead, and anybody can look that up on YouTube. You can look that up, Bohemian Grove, and what they do. There's videos out about that.
Yeah, and then they go in the woods, and then the men basically have sex with each other. There's a bunch of homosexuals, man.
Wearing masks. Right back to the whole masquerade thing, man.
Right. Verse 7, that the land which thou esteemest above all other, including Africa, might receive a worthy colony of God's children.
Precept?
What?
This is Baruch, chapter 6, verse 4. It says, I'll start from 1. Baruch, chapter 6, verse 1. Because of the sins which ye have committed before God, you shall be led away captives into Babylon by Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Babylonians. So when ye be come unto Babylon, ye shall remain there many years, and for a long season, namely 7 generations. And after that I will bring you away peaceably from thence. Now shall ye see in Babylon gods of silver, and of gold, and of wood, borne upon shoulders, which cause the nations to fear. Beware therefore that ye in no wise be like to strangers, neither be ye afraid of them, when ye see the multitude of them, and behind them worshiping them. That was it.
Okay. That's basically worshiping the idols, which you're commanded not to do.
1 Samuel 28 and 7?
Yeah, 28, 7 to 25.
Pardon me?
1 Samuel 28, 7 to 25.
28
It's
verse
a whole
7.
story. We're going to get a story.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Kings, 23, 24 to 27.
1 Samuel chapter 28. I'll start from 5.
Okay.
Verse 5. And when Saul saw the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled.
So basically what's happening is the Israelites are going up against the Philistines' army. Okay? Go ahead.
And when Saul inquired of the Lord answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets.
Because Saul, well, for right now, we're gonna say the first king of Israel. Okay? Official. Not even gonna say that either, really. But according to some people, the first king of Israel, Saul, basically what he did is he was supposed to kill the Amalek king.
He was Agag.
Agag. He was supposed to kill the king Agag and all his people, and he didn't do it. He spared some of them, and he spared the cattle, because he was supposed to kill the cattle, the horses, everything he was supposed to kill, and he decided not to do it. So the Most High punished him and turned his back towards him, and gave the kingdom to David at this point in time. But we're going to go into a story where he goes into talks to the witch of Endor. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, verse 7. Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit.
A familiar spirit is a witch. Somebody who can read can speak to the dead, like a necromancer or a soothsayer. Go ahead.
Then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit.
So when you're going to these psychics, that's going to like a soothsayer or a witch.
Which the Vatican, that's exactly them. The word Vatican, Vatis, means soothsayer. So it means city of the soothsayer. So it's all witchcraft. That's why they have. Someone get the poster.
Where's
Get the poster. Of
the Vatican and
Vatican, all the symbols. Yeah, I think yeah. That's it. Yo, that's why you got this. Where is it? Right here, which is the sun. This represents the sun. This is the Vatican, and in the middle of it is the obelisk, which is a phallic symbol. All right, so they're all built on witchcraft. Dumbass, dumbass people worshiping it. Roman Catholics, man, that's some dumbass shit.
Yeah, and if the brothers look up the word Vatican, it goes back to the original meaning Vatinicus, meaning the serpents or sorcery, black magic, and the occults. Yeah.
So basically means city of serpents or soothsayers.
Yes.
It's all madness.
And yet people just they follow blindly without looking anything up.
It's full of
idols. And my people are led as sheep to the slaughter.
And that Pope, he's not even the one in command. You have a black Pope, which is the Jesuit, the general of the Jesuits, which he controls everything behind the scenes.
Verse 7, then said Saul unto his servants, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said unto him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit at Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment.
Saul put on other raiment. He disguised himself because he banned witchcraft, he banned soothsaying, and it wasn't necessarily him that banned it, the Most High banned it because he said, thou shalt suffer not a witch to live. Damn devil. So he said that thou shalt suffer not. I wish we had that on camera because they know exactly what they're doing.
What he just did.
He knows exactly what he's doing.
And he's amazing.
Put up Slacky, and I did that for the purpose of teaching.
They're gonna
say, oh, look at that, Toronto Prophets, they fucking assholes.
The GMS man.
Yeah. So,
niggas gonna be
the cop just put up the freaking the Baphomet horns, man. Yeah. Fucking devil. Continue, brother. We don't let him fuck up.
It says, and Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went, and 2 men with him.
Oh, Slacky, I was going into the fact that Saul was disguising himself because, first of all, there's a commandment that the Most High said, thou shalt suffer not a witch to live. And Saul had taken out all the witches that were inside of the kingdom, and he had cast them all out. Either he killed them or he cast them out to different lands. Go ahead.
Okay? And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment. And he went, and 2 men with him. And they came to the woman by night. And he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring me him up, whom I shall name unto thee. And the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest what Saul has done, how he had cut off those that had familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest thou a snare for my life to cause me to die? And Saul sware to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then said the woman,
and again, right there, making an unrighteous vow.
Exactly. Foolishness.
That's foolishness. She's supposed to die for what she's doing, and yet he's saying that she's not going to die according to his words, when his words don't make a difference. It's really truly the law that makes a difference. Go ahead.
It's okay. And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth.
Swearing to the person who gave you the commandments that thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Damn.
Saying opposite. Do you see why Saul had to be destroyed?
Damn.
Go ahead.
Okay. And Saul swore to her by the Lord, saying, as the Lord liveth, there shall no punishment happen to thee for this thing. Then said the woman, who shall I bring up unto thee?
It's like you, brother. And that goes to show you that there's no back door that you can enter into. Okay, you can't make deals with entities or principalities to get in through the back door. There's only one way. It's straight and it's narrow.
Because the Most High sees everything. His angels run to and fro, and they report back to the Most High.
Yeah, like Bubba is trying to save a little sanctuary of Edomites who are gonna rebuke their fathers.
It's not gonna happen.
Then said the woman, whom shall I bring up unto thee? And he said, bring me up Samuel. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And the king...
So when the woman was talking to Samuel, well, Samuel was a prophet that made Saul become king through the Most High. Now when Samuel came up, he obviously told the woman, the witch of Endor, that you're talking to Saul. Go ahead.
And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hast thou deceived me? For thou art Saul. And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest thou? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul...
Go ahead.
Okay, and Saul perceived that it was Samuel, and he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. And Samuel said to Saul, why hast thou disquieted me to bring me up? And Saul answered, I am sore distressed, for the Philistines make war against me, and God is departed from me, and answered me no more, neither by prophets nor by dreams. Therefore I have called thee, that thou mayest make known unto me what I shall do. Then said Samuel, wherefore then thou ask me, seeing the Lord departed from thee.
So meaning that, why are you asking? So he basically woke up Samuel out of the spiritual realm, and now he's asking him, why have you woken me up? Saul's telling him that, listen, I have the Philistines at my doorstep. I don't know what to do. They're about to come into us. What should I do? And he's saying, why are you asking me if the Most High is against you? There's nothing that you can't let that. Once again, there's no back door. If the Most High is against you, the Most High is against you, and it's as simple as that.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother.
Then said Samuel, well, wherefore then thou ask me, seeing the Lord is departed from thee, and is become thine enemy, and the Lord hath done to him, as he spake by me. For the Lord hath rent the kingdom out of thine hand, and given it to thy neighbor, even to David, because thou obeyest not the voice of the Lord, nor executest his fierce wrath upon Amalek. Therefore hath the Lord done this thing unto thee this day. Moreover, the Lord will also deliver Israel with thee into the hand of the Philistines. And tomorrow shalt thou ask thy sons, and Salakia, and tomorrow shalt thou and thy sons be with me. And the Lord also shall deliver the host of Israel into the hand of the Philistines. Then Saul fell straightway all along on the earth, and was sore afraid because of the words of Samuel, and there was no strength in him, for he had eaten no bread all day nor all night.
Okay, Second Kings 23, verse 24 to 27, and then 2 Kings 22, 8 to 13. 22 and 8.
2 Kings 23 and 24. Moreover, the workers with familiar spirits, and the wizards, and the images, and the idols.
Now, just in case you say witch, because witches would be like a feminine noun. Okay? So now it says wizards here. So just in case you have anything, oh, it's okay for a man to do it. No, it's not okay for a man to do it. Okay?
And another thing they talk about, if you have black magic and white magic, it's all madness anyway. Because you're trying to unlock the power by the left-hand side. There's no such thing as white magic, man. Y'all motherfuckers watch too much Twilight, man. You know? And all the abominations that were spied in the land of Judah and in Jerusalem.